My GF came out as a lesbian before our marriage and no one gives a fuck about me. You know what? F you all. Me and my ex, Dana, have been together for 7 years and I knew that she was bisexual by the beginning and she openly told me about her past relationships with girls, but I never cared because it wasn't a problem at all. We never had any big fight or arguments, but just small things, and we always sorted out everything. So after 7 years of relationship, I decided that it was the right moment to make the big question because we were deeply in love, financially stable and already living together, so for me it was the right time. I prepared everything to make it more romantic and unique as I could, and when I made her the final question she hesitated but then said yes. There the problem started cause I didn't understood why that hesitation, and I asked her but she only replied I was nervous, so I gave up. We told this to her parents. Mine died when I was 20 and my little sister when she was 17 in a car accident, and our friends, but even here some things were off because her parents were faking to be happy and I didn't understood why while our friends were super happy and were already telling us ideas for our wedding. 4 months passed by and we were planning our wedding when the day came up. I came back home from work and she waiting for me with her bags ready, and I asked her what was going on. She told me, listen, I know that this is gonna be hard for you, but I'm not bi, I'm lesbian. My parents knew this since 2 years and this is why they weren't happy and were faking it. Please, I beg you to not make it difficult and just let me leave. Don't cry, don't beg me and don't scream, let's just things go like adults. And then she drove away. I was standing there on my feet for like 1 hour in shock cause I couldn't believe it. We passed by getting married to Dana coming out like a heartless and cold girl that I couldn't recognize. The worst thing comes now cause 3 months passed by that day. I canceled the wedding, and literally no one ever texted me or called me asking me how I was, if I was fine, if I needed something, just nothing. Not her parents, not her, she blocked me that day, and not even our parents. No one gives a fuck about me at all. In this 3 months I was hospitalized 3 times cause I lost weight, 15 kilograms, and have insomnia. I just work and come home, nothing else. While everyone is praising her for her coming out, how good is she to finally realize she was lesbian and her courage to be herself after years of fighting to find her true identity. Right now I'm not even capable of being mad, I'm just into belief for what happened, how fast it all happened, and that no one gives a fuck about me because her coming out is more important than her ex. You know what? Fuck them all, they showed me their true color, and fuck my ex. Edit, WTF? I just turned off my phone for 2 hours and went for a walk around my city. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all this support because I couldn't even imagine someone actually reading this. Believe me, I want to trust you and believe that all these kind comments are true, but right now I can't. I just saw everyone that's supposed to love me and care about me ignoring me and ghosting me, so I lost hope in people, and especially for strangers on the internet. I hope to come here again in a few months and read this all again and believe you, but now I can't. You all seem good people and sincere, but believe me, for how much I want to trust you, I simply can't right now, but I want to thank you all anyway. I'm not okay, and the 3 times I was hospitalized I tried to kill myself, but I'm not good even in doing that. For 3 months I thought again and again and again if I was the problem, what I could do better, what I did wrong. But nothing changes. So here I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, seated on a sidewalk like a homeless, reading strangers' comments on a post that I don't even know why I posted. Again, thank you all. Edit 2. I have an update, but due to True Ofmicus rules, I can only update after 3 days, so I will do it after that time, and if something new would happen I will write it in the update. So just have patience cause a lot is happening and I still have to figure out a lot of things and how to act. Update. My GF came out as a lesbian before our marriage and no one gives a fuck about me. You know what? Fuck you all. So here we go again like in GTA San Andreas, but this time is more painful and shocking at the same time cause today and yesterday night a lot happened. Like some of you folks said, somehow one of my ex-friends saw my post on TikTok and the absolute mess started and is still going on right now. This ex-friend, I will call him Paul, reached out to me and basically told me that he saw the post and knew that it was me cause I used my ex real name, Dana, and was shocked to know what really happened cause apparently Dana told my ex-friends that she came out to me as a lesbian and I tried to lay hands on her and threat her, and she told them to not contact me again. They all believed her, but then when they all saw my post, they started pressuring her if my post was saying the truth or not, and she admitted the lie. Since Paul's text, I received a ton of texts and calls from everyone asking me if I'm fine. They are sorry for believing Dana and not texting me first, and apologies. But then there is the real issue, Dana. She texted me asking to forgive her, that she was sorry for how bad she treated me, and admitting that she invented all cause she was afraid to lose friends. And unfortunately, it's not all cause. I got a text from her girlfriend, Mary, and basically she told me that she is sorry for Dana's behavior and for what she did, and here comes the issue, that she knew Dana since a year and she never told her about me but always talked to her about me like a roommate, so she was thinking to leave Dana. Now comes my part, cause I made a new group including them all, even Dana and Mary, and told them that I'm not changing my mind about forgiving them. I was thinking to sue Dana, partially true cause I'm not sure if doing it or not, and if they, my ex-friends, were decent humans, they would have texted me asking me if I was out of my mind to lay hands on Dana, or just insulting me via text if they really cared about me. Then I added some personal things about Dana and blocked them all. My blocking method isn't working cause they are continuing to harass me with texts and calls from other numbers, and even making other people calling me and texting me. Crazy shit is happening, and I really still can't believe it, all this mess, cause I'm thinking that it's all a nightmare and I need to wake up, but unfortunately it's all fucking true. Then the other thing is that finally I saw a therapist today, a few hours ago, and I don't like to admit it, but I cried a lot cause for her, the therapist. I never worked on my parents and my sister's death, and then this thing with my ex added, making me explode, so it's gonna be a very long journey, and I hope to reach a point. I already had the number of the therapist there on my table in the kitchen but never called, but this time I did, and hopefully it will help. So this is all, and I hope to update you not so quickly like now, but when I will feel better. So again, thank you all, and hopefully I will update you in better times. P.S. to all the people that are following me, I want to say thank you, but my life is pretty boring and I don't think to post something else, so you're not obligated to follow me. Then to the people that wrote me privately, thank you all, and be sure that I read all your messages and I appreciate it, so thank you too. My parents won't attend my wedding. My parents won't attend my wedding, and here's why. Short story, at 24F, I find myself in a heartbreaking situation. My parents won't be at my wedding. The reason? I refuse to invite their friends, I'll call them the Scots, who made my life a living hell during the year I lived in their guest house. From false accusations to disrespecting my fiancée, things reached a breaking point. Fast forward to wedding planning, and the Scots became a point of contention. When I stood firm on not inviting them, it led to a family fallout. Despite my attempts to mend things, my parents are boycotting the wedding. Long story, in 2021, fresh out of college, I moved to a new state for a job. Facing high rent, the Scots, family friends of my parents, offered me their guest house for a mere $300 a month. Little did I know, this seemingly sweet deal would lead to a year of turmoil. The Scots, longtime friends and business partners of my parents, had 3 kids. As soon as I settled in, the Scots became excessively involved in my personal life, particularly my relationship. The situation took a dark turn as they fabricated scenarios to my parents, accusing me of promiscuity, rarely being home, and even planning to secretly move in with my boyfriend. Their disdain for my boyfriend was palpable, treating him with passive aggression, condescension, and even making derogatory comments about him being adopted. The interference escalated with family meetings where they labeled me as a poor influence on their teenage daughter, criticizing my boyfriend, whom they had met only 3 times. And I have to add, my BF and I don't drink or smoke and both have careers. My BF is a perfectly good man and was always respectful to them despite their poor treatment. The dad of the Scott family went to the extent of sharing his marriage problems and lack of a sex life, blurring the boundaries of landlord-tenant/inappropriate relationships. The breaking point came when the fridge in the guest house broke, and they insisted I foot the bill for a $900 replacement. Their influence over my parents was significant, as my parents rarely had my back and sided with the Scots, constantly belittling my boyfriend without reason. By the end of 2022, I decided to move out with some girlfriends of mine, leaving without saying goodbye to avoid further confrontation. Fast forward to the summer of 2023, my boyfriend and I were living together in a new state, and he proposed. To my surprise, when he asked my parents for their blessings, they were supportive and enthusiastic. My parents were even flown out to witness our engagement. As we delved into wedding planning in the fall of 2023, my fiancé's parents generously offered to finance the wedding. Strangely, my mother declined involvement in the planning, claiming she hated it. Despite repeated invitations from myself and my future mother-in-law, she insisted we handle everything on our own, a departure from the typical involvement of the mother of the bride. My MIL did fly my mom out to New York for wedding dress shopping, which was fun, but my mother insisted on the trip that this was all she wanted to do. Winter 2023 brought a text from my dad, urging me to invite the Scotts. I respectfully declined, citing the distress it would cause me on our special day. This refusal triggered a nuclear war within the family. My parents, adamant about the Scotts' inclusion, declared they wouldn't attend the wedding. My dad accused me of starting my happy life by destroying his, and my mother uninvited me to Christmas. In attempts to salvage the situation, I apologized and tried to explain my decision. However, my parents were unreceptive, hurling insults and baseless accusations, claiming my side of the family has been canceled. My mother then flipped the script and threatened to expose details on social media of my disrespect to the family if I didn't show up for Christmas. Despite exchanging Christmas and birthday greetings via text, I've not spoken to them about the situation. The pain of their absence and the harsh words lingers as I approach my wedding day. I'm confused, I'm guilty, I'm in pain. The fallout, all because I refused to invite the Scotts. Update. Context from my original post. At 24F, I find myself in a heartbreaking situation. My parents won't be at my wedding. The reason? I refuse to invite their friends. Update. I woke up this morning to a bunch of texts from my mother. She demanded that I end my engagement, cancel the wedding, quit my job, and move back to their home. She started saying things like, "I know you're unhappy. It's okay, you tried. Now it's time to come home. You have some maturing you need to do." This irks me so much. My parents literally gave their blessings for my marriage 6 months ago. Now they want me to change my entire life because they're mad they didn't get their way. I responded and said this is my life, and if they don't want to respect my decisions, that's on them. But I am in utter shock. I am financially independent of my family. I have a great job, loving partner. How did parents come up with this shit? New update. Please read my 24F first 2 posts for context. I'm linking them in the comments. Long story, 3 months have passed since my parents declined attending my wedding. Initially, I found peace and acceptance, looking forward to celebrating with those who would be present and knowing my parents wouldn't be there to ruin it. However, a text from my younger brother, 19M, shattered that peace, revealing that our parents threatened to kick him out of the house and abandon him financially if he attends my wedding. This utterly crushed me. I am so close with my brothers and I love them dearly. I have 3 brothers aged 19, 22, and 27. While my older brother lives independently, my 2 younger siblings still live with our parents. Despite my parents' decision to not come to the wedding, I told my brothers how badly I want them to attend, assuring them of my support. After their shared support, I booked their travel, optimistic about their participation. I was naive to believe our parents would accept this decision. Their subsequent outbursts targeted my brothers, leveraging financial threats to dissuade them from attending, claiming they are betraying the family by supporting me. I offered to financially assist my brothers if they still want to attend, knowing they get kicked out, but I realized the difficulty of abandoning familiarity. In response to this outburst, my brothers called me and proposed an intervention aiming to address broader familial issues, aka the bigger picture of my parents being abusive. I tried my best to explain this was a bad idea. I pleaded. Despite my reservations, I supported them via phone call. I felt I was bound by sibling loyalty. Yesterday's call confirmed my fears. Amidst vile accusations, I endured personal attacks, ranging from insults against my fiancée to baseless critiques of our life choices. My father's tirade, marked by verbal abuse, culminated in a cruel dismissal of my feelings. Here are a few notes I took during the 2-hour intervention. My fiancé is not an intellectual because he likes to snowboard and doesn't know how to have intellectual conversations. 2. My fiancé doesn't have royal or noble blood and therefore cannot have intelligent children. 3. It was rude for my fiancé to not bring flowers or wine when he flew from another state for the day to ask for my hand in marriage. 4. My decision to change my job and move to a new state with my fiancé is a manipulation tactic. 5. My dad said calling people names and insults is the right thing to do when you're mad. 6. My dad said by my decision to change my career path is stupid and I am cutting him out of his life. 7. Thinks my fiancé's job as a salesman makes him a loser. 8. My parents are mad I never offered to invite my uncle that I haven't seen in 13 years who lives in Russia. Literal WTF moment for me. 9. My dad says my relationship is wrong and he's not happy about it. Says it would be smart to break up. 10. My dad says he regrets not punching my fiancé in the face when he asked for his blessings and says it will haunt him for the rest of his life that he didn't punch him. Says the only reason he gave his blessings was to not hurt my feelings. 11. Says my fiancé's parents are mean for not responding to their texts. 12. Called my fiancé's mom a bitch. 13. Said everyone at my engagement party is unintellectual and a redneck and that they were shocked at the crowd I've decided to live around. 14. The last minute of the call consisted of my dad screaming at the top of his lungs that I am stupid, an idiot, dumb, and a bitch. I started hysterically crying at this point. I felt like a little girl again. 15. He called me a liar when I explained all the horrible things his friends did to me and why I didn't want to invite them to the wedding. He even called me a liar when I explained that his friend, 70M, would try to talk about his sex life with me. Sad face. 16. Crying, I explained to my dad, I just wish you cared about my feelings too because I am also really hurt and just want you to understand my perspective. He said, why the fuck should I care about your feelings? You don't respect me, my friends, or my values. Fuck your feelings, you stupid bitch. I ended the call right there. After the call, my brothers said they will still be attending my wedding because this has become an issue of standing up to my father's unacceptable behavior. Despite my brother's attempts at defense, we were outmatched by our father's narcissism. Enduring the call was agonizing, yet crucial for my siblings to witness his true nature. Gaslit and invalidated, I feel so dehumanized. I never thought I would someday block my parents. Today marks day one of going no contact. TLDR, my parents threatened to kick my youngest brother, 19M, out of the house if he attends my wedding. My brothers, 19, 22, and 27, decided to host an intervention that blew up in all of our faces as we were no match for my father's narcissism. Now I've blocked my parents and the fate of my brothers attending my wedding is unknown.